we're back at it. First thing we're going to be refilling is the rice because I just made a huge pot of it. I'm having a build your own burrito, rice and burrito day tomorrow. Move this in the middle. And I made a lot of rice to go with all the beans. So let's see if we can get this filled up. I can hardly wait till this gets down a little lower. I can put it in a jar, the main one I mean. I am finding I just love rice. I eat it either with sort of Mexican style foods or with Asian style foods. Rice has just become my new best friend. There we go. Next thing is sugar. I've got, this is my tea sugar and it is empty. And I'm going to try, I made a little funnel out of a water bottle. I washed it and dried it and cleaned it, and you know, this funnel I have right here is just right at the edge, and so I thought I would give this a try and see how that works for this sort of narrower opening. Let's see how this goes. Wow, pretty darn good. Still getting a little spillage over the edge. I just need to learn how to manage this a little better. There. Now that was a success. Here we are back in business. I have found this year I am using so much less sugar than the year before because I did Christmas baking, but I used all these mixes, and because I used all the mixes, I didn't use a lot of sugar. So I still have the original 10-pound I bought some months ago. So I'm not going to refill this big thing because I don't need such a big thing on the pantry shelf. So I'm just going to put what's left here in the smaller jar, quart jar. Here we go. I think it's going to fit. Oh my gosh, perfect. It's amazing how the pantry goes through all these different cycles. Sometimes there's big containers and you need big containers. Other times you just need small containers. This is one of those small container times. I'm finding the same situation with my brown sugar. Because I didn't bake very much from scratch, I didn't use too much brown sugar. I'm basically just using it for my oatmeal right now. So there's no point, I have another bag, but there's no point in having this whole thing filled just to put a couple of spoonfuls in my oatmeal each morning. So I'm going to transfer it to the smaller container for the pantry right now. When I open the second one eventually, then I guess I'll go back to the bigger one. I'm going to need a spoon to get the rest out. There we go. Almost perfect. Great. This will be a lot easier to pull in and out of the pantry. I have some cleaning supplies to refill here. Here's the last of my Mr. Clean. We're kind of at the bottom. I have some in here. This is not concentrated, it's full strength. So I'm going to try to fit the rest of this into this bottle. It's my kitchen one. The one in the bathroom seems to be doing okay. So I do have another big container of this. But I'd like to finish this one out so I have a little bit more in the bathroom. I'd gone to Home Depot right before winter started and just stocked up on stuff like cleaning supplies, so I wouldn't have to worry about it again. Well, it's not as full as I would have liked, but it's full enough for now, and when I have to redo the bathroom one, I'll do both this and the other one with the new bottle. Meanwhile, I'm getting rid of this, a little more room in the bathroom. Next is my Simple Green. I'm kind of low here. This is like a 1-on-1 dilution, so 1 part Simple Green, 1 part water. I have a new container here. It's like a concentrate. No, I guess it's not that new. It's been opened. So I'm going to pour a certain amount in here and do the same amount of water. This might take a little while. If I recall, it bubbles a little bit. So we'll see if that's the case. Whoops. If that's the case here or not. Yeah. It's foaming a little. So I'm going to let that calm down and then add some water at about the equivalent amount that I added the Simple Green, and then I'll be good to go with this. It's been filled with water, and that's good to go to right now in the kitchen. With my dish detergent, I like to put it in a spray bottle, but I need to dilute it. With the cheaper brands, I've been able to do half and half, half water and half detergent. But with this Dawn, I did that last time and it was absolutely too thick. So I'm probably going to do like 30%, 25 to 30% Dawn, and the rest water. It's just so much more convenient. I have this out. It's easier to grab this. I spray it on the dishes. If I need more, I spray more. I think there's less waste and I still get the same amount of clean. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this up. It's going to be kind of slow going because it's so thick, but I really like this system instead of having this big old container, which is heavy. Let's get some of that in there. All right, it's probably enough. Takes a minute or two. Be a touch more. And I'm going to fill the rest with water, and then it'll be spraying consistency. I forgot that this foams up too, so I'm not quite sure how much water I have and how much is foam. I'm just going to wait till it settles down, then I'll know. I see there's a real thick, still a thick layer here of Dawn, so once I put the lid on, I'm going to shake this up and make sure this is all incorporated into the rest. Finally, I took these out of the freezer, and I'm going to put them into my salads, but first they need to go in this. I didn't realize till now that my camera was oriented vertical instead of horizontal, but I guess we will all survive. Just got it fixed. There I go. I think these all fit in here. Yep, it's always a perfect fit. Great. It's going to go on the pantry shelf for my salads. I have this big container of cornmeal on my pantry shelf, but I don't use cornmeal as often as I think I should. So I'm going to try to put it in this smaller container, and whatever's left over, I have a larger plastic container full of cornmeal, and I'll either put it in there or put it in a smaller container and try to finish it. I made a mix for cornmeal muffins. I really have to go ahead and actualize that. I'm sure there are other great things you can make with cornmeal. I just haven't done it. Whoops. And I overfilled that. So now what, people? Oh, it's very close. Saved by about an inch. All right. That's going to take up less room for something I don't use very often. After emptying some of this cornmeal into a quart jar, I still have some left, an aggravatingly small amount. So I'm going to put it, I think, in this jar and use it first. I have quite a bit of cornmeal. I don't use it that often, but I'm thinking I need to really put some energy into learning some new cornmeal recipes, like cornmeal pizza crust. That might be something kind of good. Oh, and it's not enough for this either, but if I start cooking something with it, I'll go through this pretty quickly. One of the things I want to do is to consolidate these egg noodles. I'm not a particular fan of egg noodles, but they're good in soup. And I haven't made soup all year because it was too hot. So during the rainstorm, I ended up making chicken bone broth. So I've been running through this egg noodles pretty quickly. So they don't need as large a container, and I can lessen their footprint in the pantry by just putting them in this jar. Check it out. I have a lot of packets, not a lot, but a fair amount. The pile always grows and it gets tossed out or lost, but I have several of these flavoring packages for ramen. I don't use them. And then I have a couple of these soy sauces, Chinese restaurant, and sometimes I use these if I make myself something and I want soy sauce on it later and I'm not at home. It's nice to have a little packet. So I have this jar here, and I'm just going to start putting them in the jar because they were floating around on my pantry shelves, and I'd find them on the floor. It was just not a storage solution. Gonna fill up the sugar here. You can see it gets kind of funky inside. I think I can do it one more time, then I'll wash it. I was thinking about why does it always get funky inside, and why does the sugar stick to the side? And I realized that when I'm making tea, I open this up and I hold it over the tea like this, and all the steam from the tea kind of moistens the sugar. So I'm lazy this morning. I'm not going to be washing that out and doing another jar, but next time I will. I love this little funnel I made out of a water bottle. It's great for these small sizes. I have a couple other juices here, and when I finish one, I'm going to make another funnel slightly larger, because all I have is this big one, and then I also have the tiny one, so it's good to have some in between. So let's pour these in. This probably could be a little shorter, the neck of this or whatever. Whoops, there we go. Nope, a little bit more. Can't see what's going on here. My goodness. There we go. It's filled up to the top almost, good enough. I'm going to put the lid back on this and put it on my my tea area. I have about probably one and a half more rounds in this container, and when this one's empty or near empty, I'm going to fill it from the big bag. Running short, a little low here on my turbinado sugar. I have a couple friends who like to have this in tea, so I got this nice big container at Walmart. I love the storage, just the nice big convenient storage that you don't have to repackage that. So I'm going to pour it into my little funnel here, and let's hope for the best. Hard to see. That's about it. I don't need to go overboard on this. It doesn't, there's not a huge demand. So I'm going to put this on the shelf and put my big container back in the pantry. I have this full container of oatmeal. It was filled up to the very top, and I've been eating oatmeal most mornings. I put it in the crock pot. I have a little crock pot and just cook it up while I'm getting dressed and all that. But I don't need this huge container of it anymore. I've run out of my cute looking quart jars, so I'm just going to use this mayonnaise jar for now and hope that it fits. Oh, this might fit. Oh my gosh, an exact fit. Check it out. That is going to take a heck of a lot less room in the pantry. Several months ago, I got this big container of mixed nuts, and we're now down to here. It's been great as a little snack, but I have to be careful with the snacks. I end up eating them instead of meals, but you know what? That's my problem. So I'm going to put this through the funnel into the smaller jar. The footprint will be smaller. I think it's going to fit. I couldn't find another more appropriately sized jar, so we're going to have to just take our chances with this one. Yeah, it's going to be fine. And there we go. It's a perfect fit. In one of my haul videos from Amazon, I got this nice tea, which is loose leaf tea as opposed to tea bag. It's real nice looking. I just had a cup this morning. I opened the package. Check it out. It's great. But this package is too big for daily use, so I wanted to put it in something smaller. So I dug around my cabinet and I found this adorable little container that looks like a little chest. Isn't that cute? It says Ghirardelli on it, so it's probably from the Ghirardelli chocolate factory, or maybe, I don't know, maybe it had tea in it, I don't know. But it sure is cute, and I thought it would be perfect to store my tea in smaller amounts. This actually comes in a really great, I think it's a Mylar bag, so I'm going to keep it in this bag, and then just fill up the small one when I need to. So I have this scoop, which is way oversized, but it's the only one I could find this morning. It's cold here, and I just don't have the patience for major searches. It's also very early. When you use loose leaf tea, you need to have the right sort of equipment for it. So I have a couple of those spoons, and I have that you can put the tea in and use it to stir, and I also have a ball that I can use if I'm doing a teapot. So that's about enough. That's going to last me for a while. I can put this now with my other teas. I just can't get over how cute that is. I'm starting to entertain again after all these years, and it's been kind of a novel experience. I love it. And one of the things I like to do is serve tea with the meal, or we'll sit and have cake or pie or something. And I was serving them in these little plastic baskets from Dollar Tree, which was okay, but then I'd have to put stuff back and take it back out again. It was a little bit of an annoyance. So then I thought maybe I'd store them in this plastic container, which is also fine, but the presentation isn't that nice, and I'm beginning to realize how much presentation has to do with people being happy. So I found this cute little, I think it's a little bento box. I got it years ago. It's metal. It closes like this on either side, and I thought if I put my tea in there, it's kind of a nice little presentation, and it keeps the tea safe and all that. So I have a bunch of different types. I have you know, some that have caffeine, and some that are like more spicy, and some that are fruity and chamomile and cherry, all sorts. So I'm going to just go ahead and kind of arrange them in here, and then next time someone comes over, they can kind of have the run of the little box here and figure out what they want. I'm kind of half thinking maybe I should mix them all up instead of having piles of each type, but I imagine over time they will get mixed up anyways. People root through them. Ginger mate, immunity boost. There's some more black tea, and of course constant comment. I got some of this and gave it out at Christmas, and I do love this, and I just have to remember that I have it so I can drink it in the morning sometime, which is good. So I think we're almost done here. Just going to sort of pile these on, and there will be some rooting around, I think, but this is just a better presentation than the plastic, and I can put it on the table earlier without worrying about it falling out, this, that, and the other. Well, it's going to get a little smashed, but it'll be okay. I'll put the 2 celestial seasonings on either side. There we go. I'm going to put this on top. Put this in my drink pantry. The next time someone comes over, it's ready to go. It's time to break out the pretzels. I have avoided using the pretzels for the ridiculous reason that all I do is eat them instead of regular meals, but I do like having snacks. What can I say? So these are Dollar Tree pretzels, 12 ounces. I think they're going to fit. If not, I'll put the overflow into another container. So just cut off the top. Let's see how this does. Whoops. There's a little roadblock. There we go. In my excitement, too many pretzels came out at once. And there's definitely going to be an overflow jar. I think the rest will fit in this jar, hopefully. I'm running out of the smaller jars because I'm consolidating the big jars, and I do have to clean the labels off of a lot of them. So, very close. I think I can do it. If not, there's a little room in this one. Up to the last inch. Well, it's snack jar time again. I still have quite a few snacks left in here. I tend to just use these if I'm leaving the house and I want to have something in my purse so I don't end up going to fast food or doing something dumb. So also when I go to work, I like to have these in there in case I get a little peckish. So I got these Nature Valley granola bars. They were, I believe, 12 for $2.99, which is a pretty good price. So I'm going to be putting them in here. Granola bars are always nice to have. And put this up here. Oh, individually wrapped, of course. They're wrapped for a nuclear apocalypse. Nothing can get in here. And the same problem with jars I'm trying to open. This is a good size. It's always upside down here. It's a good size. So I'm just going to stuff them in here. I think I'm going to be able to fit all of them. And that would be great if I really jam them in. I haven't eaten any more of the popcorn. One of my friends has a popcorn machine at home, and he just pops popcorn at home and brings me bags of it. Can't argue with that. Plus, I'm learning how to make this cotton bag for microwave popping. I wanted to get a microwave popper for my microwave, but all of them are just a little too big. they just don't fit. One was like a ½ inch too big. So if I figure out how to make this cloth one with a tight fit, then I can just do it that way in case I don't get my other popcorn in time. So close enough, very good, and I can get the lid on, and I'm back in business with my snack jar. It's full. So those are my pantry fills for this month. Thank you so much for keeping me company as I do them, and thank you so much for watching.